everyone, and welcome to today's Hooray, It's Thursday live with Courtney. If you were here when I first turned on, you will have seen a lovely new catalogue on my desk. I'll give you another peek. There it is. And it is coming up. It starts at the beginning of May. So the 5th of May is when it starts, which means a few different things. So we'll just do a little bit of housekeeping before we start to craft. We've got a few things coming up. So that catalogue goes live on the 5th of May. So leading up to that, you will have a period where things will be on the last chance list, and they'll be get them while supplies last. Now, the other thing with some of the things that we will all know and love, markers are one of them, they actually will be moving into the online store as an online exclusive. This catalogue is about 40 pages less than any of the previous catalogues, which is great for me for shipping reasons. But it means that you are going to have to access more things online. Now, that is also fabulous because today marks the day that we started our new reward system. It used to be that you had to spend $250 or more to get Stampin' rewards, and you got 10% of rewards, and that was great. If you had a workshop, the hostess got the 10% of the rewards, and that would increase as you went along, and you had no choice but to spend it on that day. The new Stampin' rewards, if you have a look on my Facebook page, you will notice there's a couple of photos. You need to opt in for the Stampin' rewards. There's a couple of things you need to do. You need to have an online account. You need to opt in for it, and then you just need to go shopping, and any orders over the price of $35 will net you those rewards. So that is really a big deal, and it's a really great thing. So I will mention it as we go along. So there is no Stampin' rewards in the back of this catalogue. There's no special offers for you to spend Stampin' rewards in the back of this new catalogue, but there's so many other fabulous things taking up real estate in here, and I can't wait to see it. There is a link in the comments and in the description of this on both on Facebook and on YouTube, where you can opt in. If you don't already have a demonstrator in Australia, you can opt in to get a paper copy of this beauty. This beauty here, let's put on the other side where all my mess is. This beauty here, you can opt in and get a paper copy of it delivered into your mailbox at your place in late April, when I've got my hot little hands on more than one copy. Just by filling in, there's actually a survey form on there. So if you fill that in, I will ensure that you get one. If you're already getting one from another demonstrator, or you have a local demonstrator to you, I would ask that you kindly grab one from them. Alrighty. So without further ado, let's get crafting. I am going to swap over to my desk view. Let's have a look there. I've been at OnStage, so that's where we got this fabulous catalogue from. But there's another thing that's great about OnStage, and that is swaps. I am just going to turn on my Instagram so that we're live on there as well. So another great thing from OnStage, not only do we get our hot little hands on this catalogue, it is a demonstrator perk. It's a paid event. Stampin' Up runs it once a year. The next one is in March. If you would like to join us, you are most welcome, but you do need to be a demonstrator, and I'm always more than happy to see if there is anyone that would like one or like to join. I'm more than happy for some new team members. All right, so one of the things that we do at OnStage is we do swaps, and swaps are great for numerous different reasons. Now, between Tony and I, we did 50 each of our own swaps, and which meant that we ended up with 100 different ideas coming back to us. So what I thought I'd do, there a couple of things that's absolutely fabulous about it is they're great for inspiration. Now, I've just brought over some of the fancy folds because I thought I'll show you some of these so that you can see why I love fancy folds and what we're going to have a look at. This one here, we put a list on the back, and we normally put our names, but Leslie put this is from Leslie Saunders. She put hers on a sticker, so it's not in the bag anymore, but this is a belly band. Okay, and this is her swap, and it opens out to a fabulous card, and I absolutely love the idea. All right, isn't it fun? And it will stand up and do all its things that it's meant to do as a card. And I've got to decide whether I'm still sitting on the fence whether I'm making this for you, because I really do love this, and I think that's great. Or there's another one coming up. This one here was from Beverly Crease. Again, another fancy fold. Just it uses that paper beautifully. Okay. Oh, I love this guy. Look at him. Isn't he fabulous? And because of the mechanism that she's done under here, he wobbles. He's got a belly band as well. And look, if you're watching this, oh, my video changed its name again. Look, how cool are they? All right. And I didn't want to spend the whole, like a whole hour showing you swaps. So I've only pulled out some of them. So if you don't see yours and you know that you got one of mine, I had a cow and Tony had a one made with the, oh, that doesn't want to go back together, but I'm going to force it to because I want, oh, okay, maybe I'm not. If you don't see yours, it will be coming up at another day. Now, this lady, I don't know whose this swap was. If you're watching my videos, please tag yourself on there because there's no name and there was no details. And I think it is a fabulous idea. Look at that. And that would be great to put a gift card in or anything like that. What a great little fold that one is. Here's another one similar to one of the others. And I love this too. This is from my friend Jo, and she actually went above and beyond. She's actually written in it. So she's made her own designer series paper. She's coloured it all in. And how cool is that? Right. So I can't decide between these two as to which ones I'm going to make to show you. So I'll keep showing you some more of these. This one here is from Monica Sheed. And again, and then this little piece comes out. So you could pop a gift card in there as well if you wanted to. But what a fabulous idea. Another little one just with a little bit of a flip-flappy thing happening. And here's another one very similar to that one, but with a bigger flap. Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you who this one belongs to. This one was from Lara Strengths, sorry. She's on Facebook. Most of these ladies are on Facebook. And this one was from Kerry Goodwin. Like, aren't they just lovely? Look at that paper. They just make it shine. Okay. So often our swaps are a single card front. Others have made a whole card. This one was gifted to me in an envelope with a thank you note. So it was a little bit different. So what do we want to make? Do we want to make, I really love this one. But then I really love this one as well. So let's make the one with the belly band. I think that's fabulous. So we're going to do this. This is from Leslie Saunders. She's written all of her list as to what was in here. So, but we have to re-engineer it. I wonder what was making that noise earlier. There's a kookaburra out there. I have to re-engineer it to actually work out how she's done it. So we'll do that together. And I'm using some fabulous designer series paper, but I don't have the stamps to match, so that's okay. Oh, another thing before I quickly run along. These are our new in colours. We also got to see those during our on-stage visit. There is a delay with the stamp pad, so we didn't get to use the stamp pad. But what I've done is I've actually stamped it and then so I've stamped it once and then stamped it again, so you can see what it looks like stamped off as well. So there's some really fabulous colours there, and some of you may recognise Strawberry Slush coming back. This is our, I'm sorry, I got a bit dodgy in my bag. Our coordination, our two-tone cardstock that's coming. So it's light on one side and dark on the other, which you can see perfectly here. It has got a white core in the middle, which is perfect for tearing. This one here's been scrunched. That one there has been folded, just so you can see it. And look, this one we attacked with a piece of sandpaper. How fun's that? So there's lots of different techniques that we learned. We had lots of fun things to do. Oh, and another thing I got with swaps, there's also a 3D. Some people do 3D stuff. Look at these. Aren't these fabulous? So they've all got something in them. I haven't opened them yet. This one was from Diane Furness. She's from South Australia. This one here, I'm hoping that I don't remember who gave me this one. there's such, like I said, there's 200 swaps between the two of us. Tony and I both were lucky enough to get this swap, and I'm hoping on the inside is a name. But look, there's not, but look, aren't they cute? So what a nice little way to present a treat box. And this little treasure, again, I haven't got a name, but I know on the inside of this one there is a name, because I've already looked in here. And this one was from Kath Reed, and it holds an Easter egg perfectly. How cool is that? All right, nice little box that she's made herself. Oh gosh, they would have got crushed in my bag all the way if I'd made all of these. So yeah, so one of the fabulous things that happens at OnStage. So let's re-engineer, let's make this that Leslie has shared with us. And I've got, so we'll need our trimmer. Okay. And we need to do some measuring. So from what I can establish, you're going to need one whole piece of cardstock, and we're going to trim it down. Okay, so it needs to fit in our envelopes, and we know that our envelopes will fit a 14.9 centimeter card. So depending on what size card you're making, this one here will just fit in. You need to make sure it fits in your card, in your envelope. We can actually make this a little bit taller. Is that a nice way to put it? Okay, so we know that we can fit a 14.9 centimeter card in. So if we just round it up to 14.5, just for my Australian head, okay, then it's a matter of working out how long it needs to be. So we're going to be doing it a little bit bigger than this one. Our trimmer edge comes out to give us that longer length. And I am going to follow where she's got her score lines. But first of all, we need to work out our length, which in at 20, it's coming out a little bit less than 28 centimeters. Oh, I wonder if that's from one of the American lasses. There was a couple of Canadian ladies there, and there was a couple of American. It was great fun. Everybody comes from all over the place. We had some Canadians. We had some, of course, we had those from across the ditch. We had our New Zealanders. We had a lovely English lady that was sitting in front of Tony and I for quite a bit of it. Yeah, it was just amazing. Like, you get to meet so many people. It's like one big global family. Okay, so this one here is going to be scored at 3.5. Move my blade out of the way because I've just put a new blade in it. I'm hoping someone's writing down some notes. Score that one at 3.5. And then to fit my normal pieces of inner, all right, these are around the 10 centimeter mark. So I want to fit that on the inside. So my next one will be at 10.5. So that'll make that at 14. Okay. So if I make that at 14, that means my middle piece is going to be the same size. All right. Okay. Then this piece coming along from the end. All right. So if we measured that, if that was our 10.5, whoopsie, this one here is going to be at 9.5. Hello, Mabelicious. She's come with her rocks that we got. So we want that one at 9.5, which is going to make up. Maeve likes rocks. So
they're very inexpensive.
We collected her a few little treasures.
When you don't buy them.
So now mind you, she's got some expensive rocks in her hand, let me tell you. She hi Cheryl, how you go? She needs to be what's a rock specialist? A geologist, I think. Oh, they spend too much time in the lab apparently. This one I'm now scoring it at 23.5, and that'll give me approximately 4.5 centimeters left at the end. So we're going to need to remember some of those measurements for when it comes down to our cutting our designer series paper near the end. All right. So we're using this fabulous paper. Now, you notice I've picked Misty Moonlight. Well, It's not on the list of all the colours that happen with the Friends of the Ocean. Upside down. I can read upside down, but that's okay. Berry Burst, Calypso Coral, Lemon Lime Twist, Melon Mambo, Pumpkin Pie, Summer Splash. What I found is that I'm just going to, I like to have, I don't know, this is just, it's my go-to when I don't want Night of Navy, for want of a better word. Okay, so that one's going to fold back that way. Okay, and then this one here is going to fold in. All right. Okay, so then we've got a card that's going to fold like so. Yes. Oh, she needs to see that, does she, Cheryl? Okay, the long trailer. I wonder if there's some rock stuff in that. Okay, so now I've got my bases of my card. Okay, and you'll notice then that this should fit in there quite nicely. Okay, this would be a great card if you needed to, if it was a retirement card or something like that, and you needed 2 lots of area to write, because you could actually stick a second one of these in here. Well, it's tight, you might need to trim it off a bit, but it gives you 2 pages to write for everybody, so which is a great idea if you're doing something for a lot of people. Okay, all right, so but we're only going to do one today. We're going to pop one in there, and then that one's going to come across here, and we're going to decorate that. Okay, so let's have a look at this paper. How fabulous is this paper? It's funny because when I first looked at it, I thought, oh my gosh, no way. Crabs, and I think they're crayfish. But I love, there's a couple of pieces in here I absolutely love, let me tell you. I'm rather fond of this one. All right. That one there does nothing for me, but how fabulous is that? And these guys will cut out with the dies. So if you've got the stamp set and the dies that coordinate with this suite, these guys cut out with that. Or in my case, you can fussy cut them. Like, so I might fussy cut at the crab. So we'll see. I haven't figured out 100% what I'm doing with it yet, but that's not my favorite piece. My favorite piece is coming up. That's it there. Look at all of those fabulous little starfish. Aren't they just divine? So I'm going to pop one of them out to the side because we're going to use that. And then I really love this piece here that's got all the seahorses on it as well. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll use that. And if you wanted to, you could fussy cut the littler stuff, the littler crabs and the littler, like, how cool is that squid? All right, so I know Amanda doesn't like fussy cutting, and I mention it every single time. If I can, I'm going to convince that girl one day to like fussy cutting. Let me tell you. Oh, I forgot to show you the other sides. The other sides are non-committal. They're plain, tone on tone, and they're just a bit of fun. Okay, and now they're quite useful for those two there go together. They're quite useful for other types of cards that are not necessarily needing busy patterns, or if you don't like fish. All right, you know, like not everyone likes the ocean stuff. Okay, so let's go. So with this one here, I think I need to have my main feature pieces being my starfish, because that is my favorite, I will admit. All right. However, I think this piece here is going to be, Oliver, my crabs. I'll have to apologise, everyone. Ollie's out of sorts because he's missing his mate, and I don't blame him. I am too. So this one here is going to be, we're going to put that as that piece there. So we'll work out, we need to work out the size of this piece here, which when we measured initially, if we were writing our things down as we went, we'd be right, but now I'm going to have to remeasure. It's 9.5 by 14.5. So I'm going to cut everything to 9 centimeters. Okay, just so that it all matches. Now, because of the way that I like to cut, I will cut this as down there as 6 inches first, and then I'll actually trim the piece down that I want. So that was 9.5. So let's do that as just a little bit over 9. And you know what? I'm going to cut it from this end because I really want the lemon lime twist seahorse in it. So if I do that as 9.1-ish, right, then I've still got this massive piece for other cards, but now I need to cut this piece down to 14.1-ish. I was just about to use the blade, what's he call it, tool. So that's going to fit very nicely in that piece there. Okay, and look, see, my seahorse is going to come straight to the front, and see that the misty moonlight actually is quite a nice contrast to that, isn't it? Okay, then we need the starfish, and again I'll cut a 6-inch strip, and it's just because it's the way I like to cut my designer series paper. Get out my measuring stick, otherwise known as a ruler. That piece there is 3.5, so we want just over 3 centimeters for the first one. Oh, 3 centimeters. Now with the second one, depending on what you want to do with it, there's actually, you can have 2 the same, or you could actually bring in just a plain one. Now if you look at the other side of these, the ones that I've got here, we've got, this is the plain and that's the plain. I'm actually thinking that I might bring in this, the pinks in it are just fabulous. So let's bring in the pinks in that one. So this piece here has ended up being 4.5 centimeters. So this piece here needs to be 4. Oh, wrong one. It's critters. So this piece needs to be 4 and a bit. Okay, so these 2 pieces here then need to come down to that 14 and a bit, or 14.1, depending on what you want to cut. But they all need to be the same. That's the main thing, is that they all end up the same height. 14.1, so that they look right. Oh, nearly cut that wrong. Nobody's making, you've got to correct me, guys. I can hear you going, stop. I nearly cut it at 10 centimeters. Right, so that's those. When we're thinking about our belly band, you can use designer series paper. You can use, actually that looks really nice. You can use designer series paper, and you can also use plain cardstock. So the one from Leslie has used plain cardstock, but you can use designer series paper. So let's get another piece, right? Because we're going to use that bright pink there in the middle, I'm thinking that we might need to use, let's use this orange color one, because then it doesn't matter what way we cut it. So this piece here looks to me like it's about 1 inch. Oh, not bad, hey, which is approximately 2.5 centimeters, and 2.5 centimeters is what it's going to be for us today. Okay, do I want to cut a crab out from there or one of the other ones? I haven't decided. I'll just pop it back behind me. Okay, so that's going to make out my belly band. Hopefully I've cut out all I need for the moment. Now I don't have this suite, but there is a stamp set called Beauty of the Deep, which does have a set of dies that go with it, that you can bring in if you need to stamp something. And I believe that I need to stamp the inside piece. Okay, so I've got that here with me, but my sentiment is coming from one of our newer ones, our newer stamp sets, and it's going to be Just to Brighten Your Day, because this is a fabulous packet of designer series paper, and that's what it does. It brightens everything right up, as far as I'm concerned. So like these guys are just the cutest. Look at this little fat guy here, a little what do you call them, puffer fish. So we'll glue this together because we can. All right, I may not necessarily make the belly band, I haven't decided, but I've cut for it. We'll see. This is where it gets a bit tricky. You need to pay attention. This bit goes here on what we would normally say was the back. Now, because we've stuck that there, if you wanted to, you can stick a piece of that here as well. And you know what? I think that's going to look pretty cool. So we're going to do that. Where is it? Because this is only going to one person. It's coming from me. So, and me being only one person, that was 9-ish, wasn't it? Me being only one person, I don't need lots of people to write in it. So I don't need all that extra space. So this piece here can also go in here. Okay, so we'll pop that in there now. It's just fun. It's such a fun paper. And sometimes, you know, I send Christmas cards. I send lots of Christmas cards. I actually send lots and lots of Christmas cards. Sometimes it's also nice to get a card at some stage during the year. And look, I challenge you all just to, oh, that one wiggled. I challenge you all to get a card and send a card just for the sake of sending a card. Okay. Sometimes it's nice to get, well, actually all the time it's nice to get a happy meal, a happy meal. They're not that exciting. A happy mail. Because life can sometimes be difficult. And if sometimes it's just nice not to get a bill. Sometimes it's nice to know that someone's thinking of us. And there's some really great things here. There's happiness inside, crafted with you in mind. I think that's a fabulous saying. Sharing what I love and loving what I do. I got a badge at OnStage that says it. But I love this just to brighten your day, which is what it's going to do. Okay. This little guy is actually going to sit on there. So we're constantly turning this card over and just making sure that we put things in the right spot. All right. It's such a fun, fancy fold that is just a little different. Okay. So that's the back at the moment. But like when you fold it all in together, look at how cool that looks. Am I hungry? I don't know why I'm hungry. No, I'm not hungry. All right. So now we need a piece for the inside, which we've got here. And we need our envelope. So because I don't have this set, there's a couple of things that I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in this stamp set. And you'll notice that there's lots of bubbles amongst our shrimp. There's more starfish. There's other fish. On this one, we've got a sea urchin and we've got some leaves and some coral and whatnot. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is stamp some coral. Oh, I need a bigger block for that. Here's an E block. All right. So we'll stamp some coral. And then I'm going to stamp some little sea urchins. And we need a little block for that. Okay, so the coral can be, I'm thinking the coral might need to be in some lemon lime twist. What do you reckon? Just to go with everything. And then we might do, what did I bring over with me? Some berry burst. Did I bring berry burst? Yes, I brought over some berry burst ink, but that can be the sea urchin. So we'll do Misty Moonlight just to bring in that Misty Moonlight. And that's what I'm going to use for my sentiment, which is why I've got it, to stamp this guy. You'll notice I'm stamping it off the page because we don't need it to take the whole. I want it to sort of be down there along that bottom bit. Oh, where did they come from? I went in there before and I had dimensionals all up the side of my arm. I don't know where they all came from, but that's okay. The other thing that I brought over with me was it's hiding now. I brought over Calypso Coral, but there it is. I thought it developed some legs. Well, Calypso Coral, Lemon Lime Twist, and some Berry Burst. So, but I'm thinking let's go with that, stay with that nice bright theme, and let's do some sea urchins in some Berry Burst along the bottom here. Well, they're a bit difficult to see, aren't they? But that's okay. And we need a couple of them. We don't need just two. All right. And I'm sure if you search some of the other stamp sets, you will find some fabulous bubbles and stuff like that. But in this one, there is little dots. So we're going to use the little dots. And I also want these leaves because we need some lemon lime twist on here. So I'll just take off this guy and put him over on my other block to clean. All right. So if we're doing some bubbles, I didn't bring over Coastal Cabana, which would have been perfect. Because I'm going to be stamping, I'm going to cover that up, so I can pop that there, but I can do some bubbles all over my card here, and these can be the little bubbles, and they're just stamped off. Okay. All right. So if I bring them closer, you can sort of see them there. Okay. And again, I'll pop that onto my other block to be cleaned, and then we'll do some of our lemon lime twist leaves. So we're making it up as we're going along here. Okay. All right. A little bit of weed. Okay. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm going to do to my envelope. I'm wondering the same thing. But look, to make the envelope match, oh, I'm not sure. Yes, I am. Let's go with, we'll just move that out of the way. I'm going to put some of the weed on the bottom a bit. Okay, and I'm going to stick one of these guys, again in Berry Burst. Sorry about the banging and fanging around, in the middle. Okay, and that's my envelope. I'll stand those guys up over there. All right, so we've got a few punches in our range. Some of them are shaped, some of them are fancy, some of them are plain old round. Okay, this is the 1 3/4. It's in the online store as an online exclusive. Let me just clean off that bit of ink. Okay, and we'll glue this piece in just because we can. All right, just so I'm good at, I don't want to misplace it. So we've got lots of nice room, lots of real estate there to write on. It's looking pretty smick. Now, I'm thinking because of the way it sits, it's going to need that belly band, but it's going to go in an envelope. So we could actually put it on here, put something on the top of this without needing to put it on the needing to put the belly band on, but it just packs it up nicely. Okay, so we will put, what I'm going to show you is I'll get a piece of basic white. And where is that stamp set that I had? Oh, here it is. Stop looking, everyone. Okay, just to brighten your day. Now, you will find the photopolymer ones, I don't find as easy to colour in separate colours. If you've got a stamp positioning tool, you're in a different kettle of fish, you can do it lots easier. But I don't have one here at the moment. My previous one, my Stamparatus is hanging out somewhere else on another table. So just to brighten your day, this is the first time this stamp has been used, so we'll just see how well it stamps for the first time, and we might need to give it a bit of another hit. That end's not playing as nicely as I'd like it to. That's better. Okay, so when I do that, This punches it out perfectly. Okay. And I've come too close to the edge. So we'll just turn it over because, you know, there's two different sides to every piece of cardstock. And we'll move it closer in there. Oh, look, and it's even better again. You know, third time lucky. What do they say? And just punch this one out. Hold your tongue right. Okay. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can make this one circle punch do you lots of different things. So we'll just punch out two of these. Okay. This is Lemon Lime Twist. Beautiful colour. And there's a couple of things that you can do with it. You can pop it on like so. Okay. You can stretch it out. You can do lots of different things with it. You can have it just sitting on one. It just depends on what you want to do. All right. Looks great just sitting on one. Looks great sitting on two. Okay. But it will work better if it's punched up. So if we're doing a belly band, we want this mechanism sitting over the edge of the belly band. Okay. So when the card is closed, what we get you to do is to come in here, work out where your sentiment's going to sit. So just work out where that lemon lime twist one is going to sit, which is about here. All right, so that's going to have to sit on there. So you need it to be square. That's the only thing that I will tell you is it needs to be square. So use your lines on your grid paper, or in this case on your glass mat, and you're just going to bend this piece of paper around it. Okay. You are then going to get out your scoring tool and you're going to burnish those bits. Now, they won't need as burnishing it as much as when you're doing your folding, but you do need them to be relatively straight when you're burnishing them. Okay. So when you're doing the folded card, they won't need to be as strong as that folded card burnishing, but they do need to be fairly well burnished. You can either snip it off with your paper snips, or if you're a bit like me and you like to keep things relatively straight, you can work out where it needs to snip, which is about that line there, and you can shove it into your paper trimmer and you know that you're going to cut it straight. Okay. So there we have a belly band. So that belly band will fit very nicely over here. I do recommend that you give it a little bit of give. Okay. And the reason why you want to give it a little bit of give is so that you can actually take it off and you can slip it back on again. All right. So that little belly band there is going to get glued ever so carefully together. Now, some people would put this piece at the back, other people would put it at the front. It's up to you. I like to put mine at the front, and the reason being, oh, you've crooked. The reason being is that I then hide it with my, oopsie. I'm going to hide it with my circle. Okay? So that's going to work very nicely. Now, that circle is going to sit on that belly band with this one here. And I think we are going to need to cut out a friend. Okay. Come on, stick. Okay. Let's just convince it to do its thing. All right. So with our circle here, I'm going to pop some dimensionals under this one. Okay. Oh, I've got my take your pick tool. Pull these guys off. Okay, and let's just give it a little bit of a shadow. Okay. If you wanted to, you can put the other side under it, but I've decided it doesn't need it. Okay. Now, I've got quite a few of these guys left on here. Okay, there's some solid animal, there's some full animals left on here, so I can cut them out. Now, where did I put my fussy cutting scissors? I believe that I took them with me. So these aren't our paper snips. These are just a pair of embroidery scissors that are no longer embroidery scissors. But they're not as good as our snips, but they will, for today's effort, they will do the job. So I'm thinking this, because I don't have a full crab except for that Calypso Coral one, and I don't want him. I'm going to have this lovely berry burst one. So just rough cut it, and then you can fussy cut it. Now, it's up to you whether you fussy cut with the little white line around. Move your paper, move your scissors. Oh, it's making it very hard to see for you. Yeah, these are not as good as our paper snips for fussy cutting, but like I said, they will do the job. And hopefully, if I do this right, it won't matter that that foot is chopped off a bit. Okay, there's ways that you can use all the, if you want to sit there in front of the telly one night and fussy cut all of these critters out, you can. And there's ways that you can use the half critters, and I will show you that too, because I'll cut out a half critter as well. Well, his legs are getting in my way. It's a bit much when the legs get in the way, isn't it? Sorry. It takes a bit of a time to fussy cut, and I will come back in and do that bit on the inside. I do love it when there's dyes that do all of this, but you know. And that bit needs to be neatened off in there. Okay, so a couple of things while you're having to watch me fussy cut, because I really need this crab in my life, or this card does anyway. There's a new Stampin' Rewards program, and you'll see I've added earlier on my Facebook page about it. If you would like to earn Stampin' Rewards on all of your orders greater than $35, which I think is fabulous, think of Flybuys but for stamping products. All you need to do is opt in. Now, if you're a demonstrator, you are automatically opted in. And those rewards will get saved to your portal. So, but for customers, you need an account. You can't sign out as a guest. I know that I do have a couple of people that shop as a guest. You will need to sign in. You will also need to, so when you log in, create your account, it's going to actually come up with a great big, it's probably about so big, similar size to the inside of a card, banner that says, the new Stampin' Rewards are here. Would you like to opt in? I think it's just a privacy thing. My suggestion is that you say, yes, thank you. And then it will confirm it with you and say, success, you've opted in to earn Stampin' Rewards. You will also get an email to your email address that essentially tells you there's welcome to the program, and there's a couple of links on there that if you want to find out more information, you can. But the short and curly version is you put in an order, it's greater than $35, you'll receive 10% of that back in rewards for you to spend next time. That 10%, so if you spend $100, you'll get $10 back in rewards for you to spend next time on your next order. Or those rewards, they last for 12 months in Australia. So if you want to, you can actually save them. You don't have to use them each time. You can save those rewards. Those rewards will sit there until you use them. If you don't use them, they'll expire after 12 months. If you do use them, let's say it's been 9 months and you've been collecting them, you want to get something for you want to get a cut and emboss machine. So you've been saving up your reward points to get your cut and emboss machine, which I still think is the best deal into the catalogue, is to buy that, join and get that. The reason why I think that is because it's, you can get it for $169 then. But that's just me just saying. The reason why you can save them up, but what it will do is it will automatically use your older ones first. So you don't need to worry about any of that. There's my little crabby guy. And I was going to show you how I use half people. So let's get this squid, who's half a squid. And I'll fussy cut him out as well. So yeah, so if you spend $100 today, you'll get $10 in rewards to use next time. Next time you go in, it's going to ask you if you would like to use your rewards, and you can either say yay or nay, and save them up or use them for a discount. I think it's great because now everybody, instead of just the hostess, and it's going to, they were finding there was lots of littler orders, and those people were missing out on rewards. So now those people are going to be able to get rewards for those littler orders, which I think is an absolutely fabulous thing. Like during celebration, I had quite a lot of orders that were just over $100. None of those people got rewards, whereas now they would. They got rewards because they got some really cool stamp stuff from celebration, but they didn't get the extra 10% perk. If you're a demonstrator, because I know that they've got a couple of demos and team members that watch these videos, those rewards, you don't have to opt in. Just the fact that you're a demonstrator is an automatic opt-in, and they'll sit there. If you earn those rewards if you earn Stampin' rewards from any other source, so because we have some promotions along the way that we can get extra Stampin' rewards for anniversaries, that sort of stuff. Those ones have a different expiry date, just so that you know. Okay, so this should be dry now, which means this belly band can come off and go back on, but it means then we can actually do what we need to do with this bit. So you'll see here I've got half a squid. How does one work with half a squid? One hides squid in numerous different ways. Okay, so this is not going to necessarily work on this piece here, but it can work by popping said squid along the edge of something. Right, so see there how he can sit there and looks like he's actually being chopped off with the paper. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with him. Now, because of the way he's going to sit on this piece here, and that belly band is going to move up and down, we don't want the belly band to cover him, but we also don't want the belly band to break bits off him at the time. So you do need to put an extra bit of glue on all of his long spindly legs, and we can sit him. So we can either sit him up the top here, which is probably what I'm going to do, to tell you the honest truth, because I think, and there we've used half a squid. Now the other place you could put half a squid is, I could have stuck half a squid in here, again along the edge. So you don't have to throw away those edge pieces. You can still use half an animal. All right, this piece is going to sit on here. So what you need to do is make sure that you don't put too much glue on here, because you don't want it to go over that edge. But I do want it to sit over that particular edge. And make sure your words are straight, because you know how we've done that before. And this little crabby guy is just going to stick on there for me. Oops, too much glue, too much glue. Ah! This glue is less is best, remember? It's been sitting up the right way. So just use a scrap piece and take off, because that will all splop out to the side and it will get stuck in the envelope, and I don't want that to happen. And we didn't want glue on the bits that were going to be stuck against the card. Right, so that's my little crab guy. So this is going to be my card. So when someone gets given this card, you're going to need to do a little bit of creative shoving to get it in there. So just sort of roll it up a little bit, pop that in, make sure our squid stays where our squid's supposed to stay. All right, now this suite comes with some gems, and of course gems are the bomb. So these are Sunny Day iridescent dots. So let's put some of these on. Look at them, aren't they just fabulous? Look at the color in them. Whoop. They look better on the white. All right, so there's littler ones and big fat ones. Now, I don't know if you've watched me before, you all know that I'm a little dot fan, but sometimes a big fat one is just what we need. It looks like eyes. I'm going to do one of each colour. And a littler one again down here. Okay, so there's 3 nice gems. So that's our card. There's our envelope that it fits in perfectly. How much fun is that? What do you think? Don't you just love it? So the designer series paper, it's regular designer series paper. So you can get it in, there's 12 pieces in there. And you can make all these different fun cards. And then depending on which stamp set you use, depends on what you're going to put in here. Okay. And like I said before, if you missed the beginning, you can put a second piece of basic white in here so that you can actually have 2 pages to write on if it's a card for someone that needs lots of writing. All right. And then that bit can go back over there. But I hope you liked it. All right. So what you'll find, if you liked my video, I'd love you to hang around and hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Like my Facebook page if you're on Facebook, all of that sort of jazz. But you'll notice in the links I've got links for getting an annual catalogue. If you haven't got a demonstrator already, if you'd like one of these catalogues, I can't show you the inside, I can show you the outside. Look at these. Of course, there's heaps more flowers coming. What's that? Strawberry slush on there. We've got 5 new in colours coming. If you'd like a new catalogue, you're most welcome to go on there and hit that information button so that you can grab some more of that. There's a link in the comments. There's links to shop now. There's links for the new stuff. This stamp set is one of the newer stamp sets. This is Sharing the Love of Crafting. And this one that I also used was Beauty of the Deep. Thanks for that, Cheryl. It did turn out as quite a lovely card, didn't it? So we'll just pop this up here. Alrighty. So lots of things have been happening. Couple of jobs for you guys to do. Get on there, create your account if you don't have one in the Stampin' Up store, and make sure you click that. If you do have one, log on and click yes, I do want to become part of the reward system program so that you get those rewards. I do have a newsletter sign up down below. I will be actually sending out some more information about that in a newsletter later this evening. Anyone that jumps on before 8 o'clock will get that in their inbox later tonight. The joint offer is still fabulous. It's still going to be $169 and you'll get $235 worth of product of your choice when this new catalogue comes live. Pre-order for the new catalogue will be in April. If you want to join in April, that's a great time. You can add some of the goodies from pre-order into that kit. And until then, I'm not sure what they are. We got to do pre-order for in April after the OnStage program. We got to do the pre-order for the new catalogue and the new online exclusives that are coming in May as well. So there's some real cute stuff coming. So there is a great perk to being a demonstrator. Again, that link's below as well. I will catch you all next week on Thursday again. In the meantime, I hope you all have a fabulous week, safe week, and a fabulous weekend. Sweet. Bye.